right, it says I'm live. I hope I got sound. Oh, I got sound. It's working real good, it says. All right, so I got sound. All right, everybody got to wait for everybody to get back in the room. Okay. Yeah, now this works. All right, here we go. I have sound. I have sound. I have picture. Okay. All right, David. Hi. Dave. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Dave, can you hear me? I've got green dots. Okay, you found me. Yes. Can you hear me, Sue? Oh, all right. Well, now let's see if it'll just stay up. Y'all want me to read this here piece of poetry again? Tell me if you do. If you missed it, a lady by the name of Linda. She was on Wizzy Wig. All right, Wizard. Woo, you hear me, okay? Uh, her name was Linda Spicer. That's good now, Scooby. Okay. But don't mess with it. It's working. So I've got to stay right where I'm at. Don't want anything to mess up. All right. Uh, anyway, she gave me this. She asked me last night if I would on the Wizzy's Caravan on Facebook. She asked me last night if I would write something for the convoy. Okay. Yes, sir. Tech support. No playing with buttons. I ain't touching nothing, man. I ain't touching nothing. I want to mess up. Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all bearing with me real good. Okay, Whisper. I ain't playing with no buttons. I ain't touching nothing. Everything's going to stay right where it is. All right. Now, I do want to do this piece of poetry again because I called it the Convoy's Creed. And I hope y'all like it. And I think I can improve on it, but this was just a 15-minute jot her down, get her done. Right? It says, counting the miles, riding alone. We don't know when we'll be coming home. The convoy knows it will take us to stand out in front to lead the people to fight the government. We cannot hesitate. We must roll on, bigger and stronger as we travel along. The more we grow, the more people will see. Do not stand, we will never be free. The truckers the truckers know that they could shut the supply down. No more than 72 hours of food in most any town. That is not what the convoy wants us to do. Be aware. We are fighting for every one of you. So we will keep on counting white lines, riding alone, knowing not when we'll get home. We will have nothing if freedom. We will keep on rolling, no matter the cost. Okay? What do you think about it as a convoy creed? Okay? Tell me something. Should I keep on writing another poem or should I put this one into memory and call it good? Anyway, I wasn't going to be on here long tonight just to see how many. I'm getting some thumbs up. You guys love it. All right. Well, I'm hoping that I can write a poem. Hey, and make it poignant to what we're doing. Now, tomorrow, I understand I don't have to get up early. Y'all's out there on Pacific time, but the convoy's going to be rolling out between 5 and 5:30. I reckon they got enough gas. They only went 170 miles. Well, when Mom and I drove down to Little Rock, that's about what it was, 170 miles, and we only used a quarter tank of gas. So perhaps there won't be that big long line gassing up in the morning. If folks need gas, they need to get it tonight. In fact, they need to be in order so that when they pull out, the next one pulls out, the next one pulls out, so that we don't have to get all that lining up done. Get it lined up tonight. 5:30 is going to come real early. And y'all need to get you some of them protein bars and some of them. I use Carnation Instant Breakfast myself for a fast go, get me up drink, and give me all the vitamins I need. So, folks, get ready, because tomorrow's the beginning of the real fight. And we're going to have some press there tomorrow. And I hope and I pray to the good Lord and Maker that they get it right. They don't lie. They don't twist our words. I don't believe that people like InfoWars, okay, will twist things around, but they might. You never know. We've got to go, and people, you got to talk to everybody. If you're out there with the convoy, open your mouth to the person standing beside you and behind you and around you. We've got to let them know what it is we're really fighting. Why these bills are absolutely, totally, completely against the Constitution of the United States. And as an Army vet, I took an oath. And we've got to fight this. I cannot believe Maryland passed into law infanticide. It just makes no common sense. I mean, it's blowing. People are that stupid. What is their desire? What is the reason that they would pass something like that? It's tyrannical. I mean, we're getting close. There's a lot of us that took that oath to protect that Constitution. A whole lot of us. And I ain't never got released from my oath. Ever. It's till my dying day I have to protect that piece of parchment. And I know that there's more vets out there that feel exactly the same way, because I hug 4,000 of them a year. And they all never gave up their oath. And they're going to push us. You're going to push us too far. And I don't know. They're scared of us. Totally afraid, because we got guns. You be using for hunting. Yeah. But we have a Second Amendment right to bear arms. Here in Missouri, it's open carry. Down in Arkansas, the governor passed a law that every household that wasn't a felon, should have a gun. It's in the law. You're supposed to have a gun in your home. Well, that protects everybody. Sue, you know what I mean. I swore to protect and defend the Constitution. Not a person, not a country. I swore an oath to a piece of paper. And I still believe in protecting that parchment. So did my brother. Honey, I had one brother in the Navy. I had one brother by choice in the Army. And I had a husband that was in the Marine Corps and another husband that was in the Army and the Air Force. Honey, but I said I was going to stay on from 8 to 9. Well, it's 8:42 here. And I'm going to tell you a joke since we're talking about service. You see, back in 1994, no, I believe it was 64. Back in 64, my brother, he got him a letter from the Uncle Sam, and it said that he wanted him. We thought that was kind of strange, because my brother was born with an impairment. Yeah. Well, he was the firstborn, so Daddy knew it was the first time he was ever really wanted, so Dad let him go. And they shipped him off to that basic training camp. Yeah, well, come today, they's going to be passing out them weapons. And the weapons sergeant took a look at my brother, and my brother was a looking back. He said, "Whoa, wait a minute, son. We don't have any weapons for you." He looked at the sergeant and he said, "Well, Sergeant, what am I supposed to do?" Sergeant thought a moment, reached over and grabbed an old broom handle and handed it to him. Says, "Here, son, you just use this." And my brother said, "Well, how do I do that?" He said, "Well, you just point it at a fella and go bangity bang bang." Yep. And he did. He rode home and said that he did real good. Yeah, when they had him out on the firing range, he hit everything he pointed at. And then it comes the day that's going to have that bayonet training. Well, my brother went up to the weapons sergeant and he said, "Well, Sergeant, bayonets don't fit." Grabbed that broom handle away from him and he broke it off about 10 inches from the end, twitched it around and taped it on there. And he said, "Son, you just use this." My brother said, "Well, how do I do that?" He said, "Well, you just point it at a fella and go stabbity stab stab." So we did. And you know what? He must have done real good at that basic training camp, because we went to his graduation and they had exchanged that wooden broom handle for a silver one, and he was right out in front of everybody. They tied a flag to it. Yes, sirree, and everybody stood by. And then they shipped him off to that Vietnam country. Yeah, he weren't over there long, till he ended up at the VA hospital up there in Columbia, Missouri. And I went up to see him and I said, "Brother, what happened?" He says, "Oh, sis, I remember it just like it was yesterday. Oh, I was out there in that foreign country and I was down in this here ditch and the enemy was coming. So I raised up that old silver broom handle and I pointed at a fella and I went, bangity bang bang." That feller dropped dead. So I pointed at another fella and went, bangity bang bang. And that fella dropped dead too. They got closer. So I went, stabbity stab stab and stabbity stab stab. And pretty soon, every single one of them enemy fellas was dead, except for one. There was this one enemy fella coming at me. So I raised up the old broom handle and I went, bangity bang bang. And that feller kept on coming. So I raised up that broom handle and went stabbity stab stab. And that fella kept on coming. And he jumped on me. Yeah, in that ditch. And he went to stomping on my feet and my legs and my back. And he stomped on my head and the lights went out. But before the lights went out, I figured out what he was a-doing wrong. What I was a-doing wrong. Because that fella was standing on top of me going tankety tank tank. Now, wait a minute. So, We got to figure that out. Anyway, if you'll notice, I got me a new haircut. Yeah, this is a hard times haircut because I think hard times are really coming. Yes, sirree. With this haircut, I don't make no shampoo. I don't need no conditioner. I don't need no hair dryer or no beautician. Yeah, plain old soap and water will keep it nice and fresh and clean. Besides that, summer's coming. Hair's hot. Yeah, you get the hair on your head, you get to working, and the sweat rolls down the hair and into your face and your eyes. When the hair gets longer, it blows around and ends up in your mouth. I've been cutting my hair off like this at least 2 times, sometimes 3 times a year for a long time. Yeah, I figured out hair was just something that got in the way. And with hair, my hat don't fit so good. Yeah, it fits so much better when there ain't nothing there. Oh, I love it. I love it. Ball ladies, I tell you what. Yeah, y'all can think that, see, I lost my brother, JR, my brother from another mother, with cancer. And I lost my little brother Joey by a different mother, and from cancer also. And my mom, y'all didn't know this, but my mom has lymphedema, which is a type of cancer, and she's been uh, keeping it under control now for about 6 years. So um, I kind of shave my head. So when somebody wants to know why I shave my head, tell them because in honor of my brothers and my mother. Truth is, no, I just don't like hair. I don't want to have to wash it. I don't want to curl it. I don't want to blow it dry. I want to wear a hat and I get hat hair and it's just not worth it. But I do save a lot of money. Yeah, I've got a friend that goes to the beauty salon, costs her $40, $50 every time she goes to get her hair cut. I have another friend that goes and spends upwards of over $100 to make sure it's dyed the right color and you can't see her gray. I just don't like hair. I used to have hair. At one time, I had hair clear down to my dang knees. Oh, it was bad, and it gave me a headache. And I cut it off and had it made into a hairpiece. So I still had the hair, I just didn't have it on my head, unless I wanted to put it there. So, all of you folks out there, Sue, Scooby, Kiki, Abby Girl, Brad, you all, I'm going to tell you what, I'm so glad you've joined my chat this evening. And I'm going to try to go on tomorrow. But tomorrow, I'm going to start taking videos of my wonderful town of Branson and let y'all see what I see. And hopefully, y'all come out and visit me or when this is all over. Because by the way, I made my bed up in my truck today, got everything put in there. I still got a few things to load up, like my chair and my wagon and my fire pit. But most everything's already in there, except for maybe my clothes. And I'm ready to roll. I do have to take it off Monday and get a new windshield in. And it'll be ready to roll as soon as folks catch up here. I hope they come to Branson for a 2-night layover. But if they don't, wherever they go, I'll catch up with them when they get close. Because ain't nothing keeping me from going to D.C. at this point. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to talk to Billy Long face to face. And I'm going to have a conversation with Josh Hawley. But I have a feeling I'm going to be talking with more than that. Because, hey, they work for me and you. They work for the we. We are their bosses. I was real upset when I found out that California has a 60-9 majority in the House, or it's either 60-4 or 60-9, and in the Senate it's the same kind of thing. They can pass any tyrannical law they want if we continue to let them. So whatever you do, if you're at home tomorrow, watch the rally. I hope that we've got some real coverage, like maybe Right Side Broadcasting or InfoWars or something. I don't get anything on my TV. In fact, Fox has been frozen for days. So, I'm not turning on CNN and MSNBC. No, they're not going to find my little click on their number of viewers. It'll not happen. I don't want, I don't want them to think that they're getting anything. I'm sorry, Kinky. I was a Californian for a while. My daddy got transferred out there when I was 12, and by the 15, I became an emancipated adult and left. I found it just didn't suit me. You know, there was some really crazy people like Jim Jones. I went over to his church in San Francisco. That man thought he was God reincarnated. I guess he was. He sure killed a whole bunch of people down in Guyana. I'm so glad I didn't go with him. And the Moonies. And they just some really strange people in California. But so by the time I was 15, I figured I just became an emancipated adult. I could come back to Missouri and live real good. And I did. I had a job and an apartment and a car within 48 hours of arriving back in Kansas City. So, y'all, as Brian says, they work for us. You're right. I've known that all along. I'm one of those people that treats elected employees like employees. I just need everybody else to get the head out of the sand and start doing the same. Kind of like when I called the representatives and senators. Mind you, you don't let them speak when you call them. Do not answer any of their questions. In fact, when you call and they start to say something, say, wait a minute. I didn't call for you to talk to me. I called so you could listen. So open your ears and listen to what I have to say. And then I tell them what I have to say. It isn't until we've finished, till I've got my point across, they find out I'm not a Californian. It doesn't matter. I've already said what I needed to say. So, yeah, honey, Terry, it's Terry, I'm in, like you all know, I'm in Branson, Missouri, the most patriotic town. Yeah, Kiki. Oh, you're in Minnesota. Yeah, sirree. They got lots of soda there, do they? We got some here too. We got Coca-Cola and Pepsi and 7-Up and and, and Monster drinks and Gator. We got many sodas here. Yeah. So, but no, you're from Minnesota. Well, we're glad you're on here. I love every state in the United States with the exception of the political state of California. The people are great. Some of my oldest and dearest friends live in California. And I know that they don't, but people don't pay attention. They, that's the whole reason for this convoy, is to get people to go, hey, why are there so many trucks and vehicles on the road? What's going on? I'm just afraid that they're not going to wake up in time. I'm hoping that when they all get up into Sacramento, and sit down and beat their drums because sit-ins work. But they're going to do it on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday when people are home. They have on spring break this week, but they'll be coming back there a week from Monday. They'll be in the house. That's when we need to make our presence known. I want them to be sitting in that building. I want them to have the noise to be so loud they can't think. And I want the bass drums to be so loud and so repetitively that they not only hear it, but they feel it. You know how there's a guy here in Branson. He's called the world's lowest note, and he's with one of the bands here. He used to be at Silver Dollar City, and when he would hit that low note, your seat bolted to concrete vibrates. We need to make the seats in the California Capitol building vibrate. Let them know we're here. No violence. We know what happened on January 6th. No violence. If you find anybody talking about violence, you take them down to the ground. You make them sit down. Sitting people pose no threat. But if they got to walk over you to get to their car, go out for lunch, if they got to walk over you, you can make your point known. So you all are chatting about whatever you're chatting about, because I have missed. That's where I need you, Scooby. Thank you. I can't read that and pay attention to what I'm saying at the same time, because I have to watch my mouth. I'm on YouTube. I don't want no violence. I want to see y'all beat your drums. When they all get out there, I hope to God, pray to God that they beat the drums. I'm so happy. I told Mike how I felt about the Lord's Prayer, and how if you could pray it and you could pray it all together, that it would have power. And I'm glad to see that they're starting to do that. But we have to pray with them when they're praying. It is the number of people who are all praying the same prayer in unison that creates that mystical energy and power given to us by God. Okay? So, beat the drums, David. That's right. And I don't care. You don't have to go out and buy a drum. You can use a Pringles can, a bucket. In fact, the bucket's the best idea, because you can put plastic bags and toilet paper down in that 5-gallon bucket. And when we had a sit-in, we used a hula hoop, and we hooked a shower curtain to the hula hoop, and we put it down over our 5-gallon lidded bucket. And if for some reason nature called, we could take the lid off, got a bag in it, so that's like a doggy poopy bag, had a bag in it, and we could pull the hula hoop, have a private spot to let nature call and not have to leave our seat. Right? And then it's got a handle on it. And you can hook a hand on that handle. You can hook a wooden spoon, drill a hole in it, put a string on it, hook it to your bucket, and then after you get through, you can beat that bucket. Yeah, and it works as a drum. It's a seat to sit on if you don't want to sit on the ground. And with a hula hoop and a cheap shower curtain, you got you a private spot to take a pop. It works. Eh? So be prepared to protest in Sacramento. Go to the rally tomorrow. They got all the speakers and everything set up, got place for the trucks to park. They just don't know how many four-wheelers we got in this convoy. Yeah, they said they set off 2 blocks for the trucks. Well, this ain't a truckers' convoy. It's a people's convoy. And there's a whole bunch of us that ain't riding in trucks. Hope they got room for us. I painted a flags on my Hilfiger horse, grabbed the flag, and rode her to the overpass. There we stood for a few hours. Oh, hey, Whisper. Oh, I'll bet you that was a nice ride. I know you said you just stood there, but did you get to wave the flag and wave at the convoy, Whisper? I like that key better than a porta Jane. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, there's ways. I know we sat out on Alcatraz when I was like 13. We was trying to get the government to let the Indians have Alcatraz when they shut it down to build a casino on, and so we was out there sitting on Alcatraz, and it had been shut down. So I remember my porta bucket, my hula hoop, my shower curtain. Yeah, it gave anybody wanted privacy. It was our own portable porta potty, and it works. So, hey, you can pass that little piece of information on. And I hope y'all like my new haircut. I do. And I'm going to back on out of here. It's 9:04. I'll tell you right now, the convoy is heading wrong directions today. I'm upset that they not supporting the four-wheel members out on the side, not allowed in. I think they did allow them in, okay? But they allowed them to the other side, not where the truckers were going. They needed to go someplace else. So I don't know how that worked out yet. I haven't found out completely. But I don't like the way they're doing things. I'm really upset with the way that the Indian tribe is doing this. Now I don't know where they're getting their money from, but I thought they would understand more how to fight, that fighting for freedom was important than many others. I can't understand the churches. That's the one that kind of really gets me, because they are always talking about God and family, and yet they're going to sit by and remain silent while the legislature votes to kill babies. Really? Makes me glad I don't attend church. My church is right here. I wake up in a church every day. My God lives here. He don't live in some building. I read my Bible. I've read it 31 times, cover to cover. I trust my Lord. I gave my life to God when I was 7 years old, and I've been riding in the back seat of this journey since then. But I'm real disappointed in especially these big mega churches that they haven't come out in groves to support the convoy. Makes me think that Infanticide has still traded the churches, because no church I ever attended would have approved of such tyrannical bills as they're trying to pass. And when they try to cut off your ability to free speech, like they do in the SB 1390, that's a direct violation of the Constitution of the United States. And they keep it up. We're pretty patient people. we prefer love, give peace a chance. But I think we're headed to war, civil war. Don't want it to be that way. We never want to go to war. Never have. We've always been forced into war. Like when they bombed the Pearl Harbor or dropped down the towers, the Pentagon. Because I think that was a setup myself, but that's my private opinion. But it still put us in war for 20 years. We've been at war. We're war worry. We weary. I guess it's not worry, it's weary. We're war weary. And the thought of having to go to a war in our own country just tears my heart out. But I took an oath. And I'm going to protect that Constitution. I swore to give everything I have, up to and including my life, for that piece of paper. So be prepared, because war's nasty. And there will be sacrifice. And there'll be hard times. Hard time. Haircut. No shampoo. No conditioner. No beauty salon. Saves a little on the pocketbook. So before I go, we're going to end this session as I think it should end every day. And I need all of you to help me with that. Okay? Together, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from this evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. You can come live with me. I live in an RV park. I live in a little 27-foot trailer, which the whole back half of it is a storage unit. I live in the living room and I live in the kitchen. I don't need much space to live in. And hey, guess what? You can get you an RV and you can park it here I'm at the Stagecoach RV Park. It's $450 a month. Yeah, plus electric. They do charge extra for electric, but they also have propane, and they sell it at a pretty reasonable price to those people, those of us who live here. Uh, in fact, they building a whole bunch of houses. Hey, Branson's a pretty nice place to live, honestly. Um, I kind of like it, and I'm happy with the people that I associate with. I mean, we don't have. I don't even lock my door. Shouldn't say that, but I don't even lock my door. My daddy always told me that a lock only keeps an honest man honest. Because if they wanted to break in here, it wouldn't be nothing, right? Uh, so and I don't. It's not. We're not crime ridden. We don't. When somebody breaks the law here, oh honey, it goes citywide immediately. Their faces are all over the Facebook and social media, and they get caught. Yeah, we don't have very many outstanding crimes here. We've had 3 murders in the past 4 years here. Oh, we got a lot of drugs though. And fentanyl is it's here too. I mean, we had 16 people die of fentanyl overdoses in one day. A bad batch came through, and they couldn't keep up. Now they resuscitated many, but 16 people were overcome with fentanyl, and Narcan did bring many of them back, but I think it was 8 or 9 people actually died from that fentanyl. Convoy and see what's happened, Scooby. you know, if you would give me a call on my flip phone, I did leave the number on, and RTO. Like I don't talk enough, but I can actually talk and hear your voice, and I don't have to sit and type and text because I'm not good at that. That's why I need you, Scooby. I need you, please. I need you, honey. You gonna be a godsend to me. My email. I gladly give you my email. Okay, it's Miller M 573 at gmail.com. I get my email out all the time. I don't care if it goes out on this. So if you want to email me, that's fine. But again, I have to type to answer you unless you send me a phone number in the email. Oh, you want me to post that poem on my Facebook page? I could do that. Just not tonight. You see, I'm still hungover from RTO's drinking from Dave's drinking last night. Yeah, I sat here and watched him drink, and I got drunk. And alcohol never touched my lips, but I stayed up late because I couldn't quit watching. Yeah, I kept waiting for him to pass out into his prime rib or something. And so by the time I got to bed here, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. And my body wakes up at 6 every day. I have a friend that comes at 7 and picks me up and takes me for coffee, and he's been picking me up and taking me for coffee for now on 20 years now, so it's a bit of a habit. Friends like that are hard to find. Yeah, Wizard King. He he was beyond slammed. He was so inebriated he can't remember things. And I'm not sure that that didn't have something to do with the restrictions we got at this casino, because I understand it's owned by the same tribe. You know, his constant screaming freedom and getting really looped might not have had something to do with some of the restrictions. But he don't remember it. He don't know what he did. But he did get, and I was right there with him. But I'm tired, and I've talked long enough with these new vocal cords. So know that I love you twice as much as you say you love me. Okay? And I'm not doing this for fame or fortune. I want people to get intelligent. I'd hate to die with all of this knowledge in my head. I'd like to be able to pass it along. I've got some holistic medicines I'm going to tell you about later on. And I've got some survival knowledge. I was a survival specialist for 4 years in the Civil Air Patrol. I presently am with CERT and Rubicon. And folks need to be ready, be prepared, and most of all, don't give up. There's still hope. Love you. Good night.